So the Ring of Kerry, 7 things I wish I'd known before doing the trip. So these are the 7 most common complaints that you hear from tourists when they're doing their Ring of Kerry drive. We'll go through all of them, see if the Ring of Kerry is actually worth it, and we'll do all of that while we're going up the mountain to an old wedge tomb that's located very near to the ring. So if that sounds interesting to you, then let's get into it. Don't worry, I won't mention the weather, that's a given. Of course it's gonna rain during your visit to Ireland, just be prepared for that. Even though it's a beautiful sunny day today, it is going to rain. Now we're going to talk about 7 real common complaints that you might not have heard before for when you're doing your Ring of Kerry drive. Things that are good to know to prepare yourself accordingly. So the first one is the amount of tourists that you'll actually see during the summer months. It is going to be busy, especially June, July, August. Those are top months for the Ring of Kerry. The best thing to do is come outside of the height of the tourist season. So that will be April, May, or September to October, and you'll have a far better experience. Also, a second option is to go to the little brother of the Ring of Kerry, and that is the Ring of Barren just to the south. Far less touristy. Second complaint is that the towns are absolutely tiny outside of Killarney. So if you are a big party animal, this might not be the place for you. Places like Waterville, Carseveen, Cardaniel, Sneem and Kenmare, they don't have a wild nightlife going on. Yeah, of course there are pubs, and Kenmare specifically does a lot of stag and hen parties, but if you're thinking of a vibrant nightlife or high-end shopping boutiques, the Ring of Kerry is not the place for that. It's a place of long hikes, of beautiful drives, ancient Irish culture, fantastic vistas, and just a good time in the pubs with local trad music. Number 3 is that there is not that much forest around. It is pretty barren on the Ring of Kerry, and where there are trees, it's usually planted forestry. Now the thing about planted forestry is that it gets taken down periodically, and a lot of tourists are somewhat surprised in seeing this on such a great tourist attraction. Ireland is one of, if not the most deforested countries in Western Europe. The native forests that once covered the island have all but disappeared, and what is left is usually that planted forestry, and every few decades they get cut down and replanted, and this can leave a little bit of an eyesore. Now this doesn't happen only on the ring, it's all over the island, so just prepare yourself. If you see a beautiful spot advertised showing a forest somewhere, that forest might not be standing anymore when you arrive. Stick around to the end of the video, because then we'll be going into if all of these complaints end up making your Ring of Kerry trip not worth it. Also, we'll discuss the biggest pest of natural Ireland that nobody tells you about when you come to visit this gorgeous country. You want to know about this one. But first, if we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Niels, and on this channel we go into the history, the mystery, and the beauty of Ireland. If you get some value out of this video, consider giving it a like. I really appreciate it. Number 4, where are all of the magical stone circles? Well, in a word, not on the Ring of Kerry. It's just to the south of them where you start to really see them. Stone circles in Ireland can primarily be found in groups. In southwest Ireland, that is the Cork Kerry complex, and it doesn't really start until south of Kenmare, and as a result the options on the ring are very limited. Yes, Killarney has a stone circle, but that one is off limits to both tourists and locals. Then you have one in Waterville, which is completely overgrown, it's in really rough shape, it's not really worth the visit, and then you have the one in Kenmare. That one is the biggest stone circle in southwest Ireland, but it's very curated. It's found in a little park. So if you want that real magical feeling, the close by stone circles of Uruk and Ardgroom on Barra, and in the Bonan Heritage Park, those are your best bets. They give you a far more authentic stone circle feel. Number 5, the roads, the quality of the roads. It's not good. It's getting better, but certain sections still, you wouldn't believe that this is a major tourist attraction. Thankfully, during the lockdowns, the government did a lot to improve certain stretches of road, so it's not as bad as it used to be. just drive slower than you think that you need to. Also, I did a video with my 15 best driving tips for tourists, all through the eyes of a local, for when doing the Ring of Kerry. I think you'll find some value in it. To check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah, the quality of the roads can be better. Just follow the signs. Up the mountain we go. Quick in-between tip here. On a day like this, wear sunscreen. Otherwise you'll get something that's known as the Irish tan. Basically you'll turn lobster red, like I most definitely will, even though I put on sunscreen. Number 6 is the actual height of the mountains. And if you're used to places like Scotland or Wales, Norway, these mountains on the Ring of Kerry are way lower. But they're still beautiful, and they still give you quite a bit of challenge. For example, I still have a little bit to go up that mountain. What'll I do for you guys? Even though the mountains are not so high, they are quite treacherous. Every year people get lost or break a leg and then they need to be rescued. The mountains are darn slippery around here, and even with decent gear, there's a good chance that you will slip and slide. Even on this hike, I went flat on my buttocks. Just be careful and prepare yourself when going into the mountains. Don't underestimate them just because they don't seem to be that high. So nobody tells you about number 7, and those are Irish midges. Those are tiny little flies that will eat you alive. They bite nastily, meaning you will get itchy and rashes on the places where they bite. They normally come out at either dawn or dusk. They're not the biggest of fans of either sunlight or wind, but when they come out they do swarm you. The Ring of Kerry seems to have a particular attraction to them, mainly because there's quite a bit of bogland on the Kerry Peninsula, and they like that humid atmosphere. Between mid-May to about September, that's their season, so just be aware of that. They are little pests, that's what they are. You can get anti-midge spray in the local pharmacies. Just be sure that you get something without DEET, because some of them do have DEET in them, so just something to be aware of. They are fan of wet land and fresh human flesh. You've been warned. And we finally arrived at the wedge tomb. You can see there's this little prostrate stone that used to be a standing stone as a marker of the grave. It's now fallen down, and there's a cairn, seems to be right next to it. It's just gorgeous. It's about a total of less than 4 meters in length. If I had to date this one, it would be to the late Neolithic to early Bronze Age. Well, in Ireland that is, well, most of these in Ireland are dated towards 2500 to 2200 BC. And there you have it, the 7 most common complaints that you hear from tourists when they're doing the Ring of Kerry. Now, is it still worth it? In my honest opinion, yes it is. The Ring of Kerry is so worth being part of your Ireland trip, your Ireland adventure. It's just good to be aware of these small minor things so that you can set your expectations accordingly. Having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.